Orange mango guavas, we're back. And
I'll get one of your OMG Jamba Juice.
Your orange mango guava.
Can I get OMG? Of course you can.
Would you like some LOL with that? Lemon, orange, lime.
Lemon on lime, huh?
Oh, look, the new Sprite flavor. The lemon's literally on top of the lime. So Cameron was talking about Teen Titans in the last one, and I didn't get a chance before the episode ended to discuss that with him. So here's what's going down with Teen Titans. Okay. So they made that movie. You're correct. A lot of issues, and here's the thing. People have been shitting on Teen Titans Go so much, and mostly people around our age, because they're like, this show sucks. The humor is really like low-hanging fruit, fart jokes. Like, it's not anything.
It's really played out.
Yeah. And a lot of people had to kind of take a step back. Oh, that's fucking right. And chill, because they hadn't actually seen a lot. It was everyone kind of adhering to the popular opinion. It's like when you see movie reviews and you're like, oh, well, because I saw these reviews, the movie sucks.
Right,
it's
just like you did with all of the DC movies.
Yes. So people then decided, okay, I'll actually, because people were defending it, like, it's not as bad as people are saying it is. Like, actually watch it a little bit. So people watched it, and it changed their opinions a little bit. But most importantly, it kind of reminded them that it really is for kids, and it's for kids nowadays, that their humor is different than ours, and the way that they, what they think is funny and what's available to them, it's different. Where they now have 4 million options of what they can watch and entertain themselves with. If they have kind of a long developing story, and the Teen Titans we had, where the episodes are great and we loved the episodes, but like it had a lot of character development, a lot of like really getting to know these characters and the story and whatnot, to where it just requires a lot of time and like a lot of like dedication to that one show. Whereas with Teen Titans Go, it's fast paced, the humor is quick and easy to understand. That makes it easier for kids nowadays. That's how they work. So
yeah, zero patience. Great.
So
that's awesome. Let's just keep adhering to that.
But what happens is they make the movie, and I saw a scene from it that I wish I hadn't, because it was really dumb. But like, apparently, because Teen Titans Go has been successful overall, where the fuck is the thing for this? Wait, I might remember. Alright, let me go Super Saiyan really quick. Because it did well, and people have been clamoring for the original one to come back, they actually teased the original one at the end of the movie. Spoilers. They teased it, and the voice actor for Raven even kind of like teased it herself. So there's a lot of speculation that the original one is going to make a comeback.
I don't know, man.
And I think it's very possible. I don't know if it'll actually happen. And I worry that it's going to be really disappointing for people, because they're like, I love this show so much, but like,
just put it on friggin' Adult Swim or something. Make it for, I mean, that's all freaking Hollywood's doing nowadays anyways, is just like spoon feeding us our childhood back to
Pretty
us.
much.
Well, here's a live action version of this show from 100 years ago that, millennials, you liked it, you liked this show when you were a kid, it's probably just as good, right? And like, it's just kind of how it feels nowadays. But anyways, I mean, they'd still make bank off of it.
oh yeah, easily.
Especially if they made it like a TV 14 or something, so that way they can kind of be a little bit more like aimed towards adults on TV. I mean,
yeah, I mean, I think
great.
I think that would be the best way to do it at this point. Like, just bring it back, but
know who your audience is.
Yeah.
Kids, like we were just talking about, kids these days aren't gonna care about a developing storyline. They just want to watch some like hilarious thing that keeps being funny every 2 seconds, or tries to keep being funny every 2 seconds, and like nothing's ever serious. I don't know. Like, give them that, whatever, it's fine, but like, for us like sophisticated folks, give us something that's a little more intellectually stimulating.
Yeah, I mean,
but no, for real though, like,
it would be nice having a cartoon nowadays that we could actually enjoy. because there's a lot of just kind of crap. And I know that like Adventure Time was big for a while with people around our age because they were like, I can get high and like this and whatever, like, and that's cool. But like,
yes, well, okay, because I like that show, and it's not about just getting high and watching Adventure Time.
It is a little bit.
There's like, there is a lot of, if you actually like watch the show like through, there is a lot of character development, and there's like, you know, lore and stuff that you learn about the show, and like there's actually like some good lessons to be learned in the show. Like I've watched a lot of Adventure Time. Me and Jacob used to watch it all the time, and because that's one of his favorite shows. And yeah, it's just I gotta defend that show at least. That there's more to it than just like dumb, goofy humor.
Oh, I'm aware. I've seen enough like clips from it. I haven't watched a lot of the episodes, but I've seen enough clips to kind of understand like, okay, this is generally how this show probably works. And like you've said, you know, you and Jake watched it a lot, so ironic his name's Jake. That's the show with Jake. But
really the only like kids show from like nowadays that I kind of like that isn't really like a stimulating like intellectually or anything is Regular Show. I think that show is funny. I like there's like a lot of dry humor in it, and like just like characters that you can kind of relate to, and I don't know, but oh shit, look at these.
I know, it's
switches.
so dumb. They made this unnecessarily longer. Are you kidding me? I have to go. Oh my god. All right.
So then now we can get all those switches, right? Or something. Oh shit. No.
Burn through the switches and run through the bitches in my fucking Dragula.
But
so stupid. Don't shoot me. Don't
but
shoot
yeah,
me.
I mean, like, I don't know. I just kind of think some other shows, I've been just kind of thinking about it now. It's like if you look back on some other shows that were out around the same time, like the original Batman series, animated Batman series, that was pretty dark, and like it was supposed to be. It's Batman. It's supposed to be dark and kind of like there really wasn't humor. It was just like a really cool show. And then same with Batman Beyond. That was also a good series that, you know, I wouldn't say it was like a great series.
It was pretty great.
It was, I mean, it was
like, I thought it was really defend that shit.
Yeah, I thought it was really good. There's a lot of shows out around that time that were all kind of similar, like artistic style, like Static Shock. There's a blast from the past.
I don't even remember that.
You remember Static Shock? He was like this black dude with dreads, and he like they did a crossover with Batman Beyond and Static Shock, and I remember as a kid I was just having like this nerdgasm about it, like, oh my god, Static Shock and Batman Beyond in the same episode, oh my god. And like it was just the greatest. Let's see some other good shows from back then, like Transformers, Robots in Disguise, and Armada were both really good. And then after that, it just started going to crap. Energon was all right.
Energon was okay.
But then, like, after that, it was just complete doo-doo. And
but what all this tells me is that there were options. Like, there were a lot of different options for like quality cartoons, whereas like now all they do is literally Cartoon Network is just Teen Titans Go all day.
Pretty much.
Like, that's all it is.
That's all they got going for them.
And it's sad because they used to have so many good cartoons.
Well, I think it kind of goes back to what you were saying. There's 4 million different like sort outlets that you can go to for entertainment as a kid. There's like 100,000 YouTube channels and websites for just funny, goofy kid videos and stuff. Like,
check out my sick Fortnite clip. Oh.
What you say? That you only meant well.
They didn't have that kind of like when we were kids and all these good shows were out, you know, the internet wasn't so huge that there was all of these individual content makers who were just making stuff because they were bored. I mean, we had like Newgrounds and stuff like that
Barely,
way back then,
yeah.
but even then, barely. It was like
It's so hard to find anything that wasn't horribly inappropriate or racist.
yeah,
on
exactly.
Newgrounds.
Back then, it was like funnyjunk.com, and you had to be careful because like some of the stuff on there was just so like inappropriate and just ridiculous, and oh god, back in the early days of internet. But
where is this one?
But yeah, man, I think that's why Cartoon Network is basically just Teen Titans Go, because they're like, okay, here's our one cash cow that we can just keep feeding into, and this makes us lots of money. Just like an individual content creator on YouTube, you know, they usually have like one series or something that is
Like
funny.
Blue Fury.
Yeah, like this. And you know, they have their like their thing. That's Cartoon Network's thing. If you think of them like a YouTube channel that's making an animated series like that, then it makes it a little bit easier to understand. Because that's basically what they're competing with. And a lot of these content creators are, you know, getting paid buku bucks compared to what they're spending on it.
Right.
A studio like Cartoon Network is spending a lot of money to make everything professional and all that kind of stuff. Yes, they get a lot of money from advertisers. I mean, just like a YouTube channel would, but they can't really afford, really, long-term, realistically, to like support all sorts of different shows like they used to be able to, because the competition is just much more fierce than it was back in that time. At least, that's just kind of me brainstorming, thinking out loud right now.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, without really any knowledge of analytics or anything, but I mean, makes sense.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, you're pretty much kind of spot on with that. And like, this isn't really a whole segment where we're just like trying to shit on things nowadays as much as it is, because you know, I'm sure people typically, when people have conversations like this, they're like, you're just shitting on things because you're nostalgic,
Right?
But like, that's not really what it is. It's like, objectively, the cartoons were more diverse and like just way more like well made back then. I will say, animation has gotten more crisp nowadays, but it's not as like entertaining. Like Teen Titans Go is not as visually like appealing to look at, but it's very crisp. Like every movement is spot on in a show like that. There's not really a lot of like frame by frame weird shit that happens because they were like, oops, we didn't go through it, you know, quite thoroughly enough.
Right. Like a kick back then, like a roundhouse kick is just basically a frame of a foot and then a bunch of blurry lines and then a kick to the face. You know, like that was pretty much what it was. But yeah, I mean, yeah, technology has come a long way since then, and animating technology and stuff has come a long way towards, you know, making it better and more crisp, like a potato chip.
Yeah.
But like, I just feel like writing has gone down, and I mean, it's just kind of like what, you know. I just feel like they feel like the only way to keep the audience that they have, these little kids, is to just be funny and make them laugh. If you make them laugh, they'll keep watching. If it's serious and drawn out or whatever, they're gonna get bored and look at something else. And you know, so if it's funny, haha, I can be goofy, and oh, Beast Boy turned into a fish, he's flopping around, look at man, if only he was more useful. Like, I don't know. It's just, oh man.
Yeah, it's pretty brutal, but you know, I mean, if that's what they want to watch, then that's what they can watch.
Yeah, whatever. I mean, like, I can shit on it all day, but I mean, in the end, it's not geared towards me anyways. It's not like, I don't really have, not like the right, but I mean, I don't really have any room to bash on it because they're not making Teen Titans Go for me as a 24-year-old man. Like, they're making it for 5-year-olds, you know, 6-year-olds, 10-year-olds, whatever. Like, if they like it, that's all that matters. I guess it doesn't really matter. But I'm just...
It is
Well,
not,
like you were saying, objectively speaking, the writing is so shitty compared to like what it used to be.
and
Like,
before anyone says anything, I am aware that the bit in Dexter's Laboratory where all he can say is omelette du fromage isn't the most creative thing ever. It's literally just like 5 minutes of him saying omelette du fromage and having people, freak out about it. But like, it's still like, in general, it's funny because of the characters, because of the setting, because of everything that happens. He's this expert, this scientist kid, and it's funny. Like,
in the context, yeah.
yeah,
Well, like that, it's funny, that scene, there's scenes just like it that always remind me, or that are kind of similar, and one of them is, there's a scene in Family Guy where Lois is running for mayor, and she's like talking all about the serious
Yes, I've seen that
issues,
one.
and nobody's listening, and then they're like, just tell them what they want to hear, and she just goes up there and goes, 9/11, and they're like,
Yeah.
oh, yeah,
Yeah.
and she's like, we're going to kick the terrorists out of the country, and they're just like, yeah, or whatever, and 9/11. They freak out, God. Just like that, on the du fromage, like, it's objectively stupid, but it's stupid to a point where it's like hilarious.
It is funny.
Okay, here
God.
you go, Gohan.
The end of stage 3. You'd think that Bobbity would vary up the decor a bit. Gohan would never say the word decor. Everything
Whatever,
looks
he's a
well. He
smarty
wouldn't
pants.
super, I guess.
Hopefully, the fighter on this stage will be worth it, Gohan. It's your turn next.
This is maddening. You guys are acting like this is a game. We've been lucky so far, but I think from now on we should all fight together instead of fighting one at a time.
Foreshadowing.
Nah, don't worry so much, Supreme Kai. Whatever comes through that door, Gohan will be able to handle it. Besides, it'd be unfair to Gohan. Vegeta and I got our turns. It's Gohan's turn.
Yeah, nothing to worry about, Dad.
Boy, Gohan, I can't wait to see how you've progressed over the years. You must be twice as strong as you were when you beat Cell. It's me!
Okay. He said so. He said I had to do it.
I had to do the Cell voice.
Well, actually, I'm not quite as strong as I was back then. I'm kind of a nerd. Yes, Gohan's been far too busy going to school and going out on dates for any serious training. Actually, it's not even dates as much as he was like playing baseball and shit. Like, that's what he was actually doing. Oh, there we go. Of course, I could be wrong. Maybe he's been training between classes or in PE class or something. He doesn't know it's called PE. Vegeta
education.
does not have that knowledge.
Fuck. Dabura, I can't believe Bobbity would send him so soon. It's only stage 3. Maybe it's because we made very, good work of... Anyways, he's about to say it. Beating Yakin and advancing to stage 3 is far beyond what any other mortal has managed to do. It was quite unexpected, but now you must face me, which means you will progress no further.
Your boss must be pretty nervous if he sent out his #1 guy.
Let's dispense with the idle talk. I'd prefer you all just attack, all of you together.
Wait a second, it's my turn to fight. I'll fight you alone.
Impudent fool. Very well. As you wish. Bam.
Bam.
Get away, son. Demon world.
There we go, they all fly away. And next time on Boo's Fury, cliffhanger, you're gonna get to see Gohan beat the shit out of Dabura.
Yeah, because his strength is...
69! 6 number!